Alright, what's up guys? So in this video, we're gonna do coilovers and wheels. And I touched on it in the last video, but we are trying a cheap setup before we go with like a Jag, the QA1 or Ride Tech or something, single adjustable. So we grabbed a set of Speedmaster. I'm gonna have to change springs probably. They're only the setup might not work at all. It might be junk. I might hate it, so it might not run it. But they've only got 250-pound springs, and I've never messed with a coilover like this. I don't know if the body's separate or if you've just got the tiniest amount of adjustability and adjust the spring preload at the same time. So I'm gonna find all that out at the same time, I guess. I don't know anything about them, but they were like $270 as opposed to $500, $600, $700 up to like $1,500 for a good set of coilovers. And we still have to do something with the front too. So like I said, this is just kind of a budget. I never planned on this. I planned on just doing like a 5/7 drop, and then my brother-in-law did this, and I decided, you know, he's already got the file, he's got everything set up, so might as well get another set cut and throw a Camaro subframe in. So we'll go over a full cost breakdown once I'm done, but the rear end, everything will be under 1,000, maybe right around 1,000 for the whole setup, which if you get into you know, C notches and upgrading to disc brakes and changing gear ratio to something more favorable and lowering springs, or well, I guess this was a leaf setup, so shackles, lift blocks, lowering blocks, whatever. When you get into all that, I mean, when you end up at half the price anyway to have a subpar setup, then I don't see much downfall to this. The only thing that I'm not super pumped on, which I like the wheel style I got, it should be okay. I'm rambling on a little bit, but the only thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is I love big lips on wheels, and this is kind of I don't know. It's with the offset you need and everything else, it's not really doesn't allow for a big lip setup. If you went with anything like that, they would either hit stuff, they would poke, nothing, it wouldn't work out right from what I read and what I saw. So it's going to be a much more track oriented wheel setup, which will be cool. I mean, that's fine, but I'll quit rambling on. We'll get these tossed in and see where we're at, and toss a wheel on. Okay, I've got to drill the mounting brackets out, but I'm impatient, so to get a quick visual and get a wheel on and have some instant satisfaction, we're just going to do that for now. I've got to get spacers anyway. I ordered them from Jags. They'll be here tomorrow, so it's not set in stone anyway, but I'll have to drill these mounting holes out a little bit. They're almost 1/2 inch. You can thread the bolt in. But I would like to drill those out. And now that coilover setup, not the most ideal. That collar's almost sitting on the control arm. It's like 1 mil or maybe 2. from touching, but we'll probably run that up anyway. Like I said, I need to look and see. I don't like that the body doesn't turn separate and you're just adjusting basically the spring preload. But whatever, we'll figure that out. So, I'm impatient, and the cool stuff is way more important anyway to me. I don't know about you guys, but it is to me. So, I've been waiting to see these on, give me a little more motivation, if they fit. Wouldn't that be cool if it just didn't work out at all? You know, it's all part of working on cars. There we go. I went and bought some cheap lug nuts from O'Reilly's. Thank goodness they have stuff that's a little bit cooler than the old spline drive. They're still a spline drive, but they're a more factory looking lug nut. I don't know why. Not that it's that big a deal or it's that visually unappealing, but I don't like the spline drive. All right, let's lower it down and see what this coilover does. It's gonna be hard to tell without the bed on, obviously, but that looks like it's gonna sit pretty well. Man, that's cool. I'm very torn on these wheels. They're Sportline forged wheels, pretty much for a BMW. They're 5x120. They're not 5x475, which will be fine, unless it won't. But that's pretty cool. I am happy with that. So, like I said, I'll have to look at coilover adjustability. Man, that feels stiff. I'm sure once you've got it on the road and you're taking turns and stuff, it's not gonna seem quite that stiff. It's only a 250-pound spring. All right, we're gonna move on to the front. We're gonna get the rotors off first, get those drilled out to 5x475 lug pattern, and press the studs in. I apologize to all the teenage driving age boys that watch this. It's tooted right now. We're not going to leave it that way. I do apologize. We're going to lower the front, make it pretty even. I've got a Yukon though. Maybe we'll toot that thing, appeal to some different people in the group. But yeah, so we're going to take the wheel off. I'm not filming any of this. Take the wheel off, caliper off, get the rotor off, and then I've got hub-centric spacers. So we'll get that on there, mark them, make sure it's in the right spot to drill, and then we'll get our studs measured and figure out what we need for a bit. All right, saved you the boredom of most of the first part of this. So we're throwing drop spindles on. Ran into an issue. I bought used drop spindles, and sometimes used parts get you. One is a 1-inch diameter rotor setup, and one's 1 1/4 heavy duty. So I emailed Beltec. I'm going to see if they can do some sort of exchange or credit or something and just buy the one side. If not, I'm just going to buy another rotor for now. Heavy duty on driver's side and not on passenger. So, because we're not re-drilling rotors right now either, I'm just going to run wheel spacers for now until I decide what I'm doing. Because I think, this will be a later video, but I think I'm going to turn down stock rotors and make hubs out of them and re-drill them to 5x120. So I'll have them used as a hub, and then I'll upgrade rotors. We'll put a rotor, like a hat style rotor on that, and then a caliper and make brackets. So we are getting ready to throw the drop spindle on, and I'm gonna cut the spring for now. I'll probably go coils in the front eventually, but for right now, I don't want to spend the money until I get everything figured out, brake-wise and everything. So we will cut probably two full coils out, and it's a 2-inch drop spindle. So I think that'll put us right around 4 to 5 inches of drop. I think it's like 1.5 inches per coil or something like that. And if not, you know, if my memory doesn't serve me right, we'll probably be too low and have to get springs too. But that's what we're doing. We're cutting 2 coils out, and we'll toss them back on and get spacers on, and then show you guys the wheels. Coils in the back, they're not on yet. I didn't get the spacers, didn't come in. FedEx sucks. So yeah, we'll get to cutting. Alright, make sure this is tight. 1, 2, should go off the tie. That'll work somewhere around. Two-ish. That's a short, so it's probably like 1 inch or 1.5, 1 3/4 coil, not inch. All right, let's get it all tossed together. See where we're at. Okay, really batting 1,000 here. The not only is the spindle wrong for the driver's side, the spacers I just ordered from Amazon, or adapters, I'm sorry, are 2 inches thick. I went with the smallest ones possible, which were 1 inch thick, because even that is going to be probably too wide. But for the purpose of this video, and out of sheer frustration with everything going on, and I just want to see a wheel on it with it lowered, we're going to throw these on, put a wheel on, not torque it down like crazy, but we'll snug it down, lower it down so you can see the vision, and these are probably gonna get sent back because I am beyond annoyed right now. Hopefully they're at least the right hub bore and everything to work out. And if not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This video might take a turn real quick. Brother. Holy crap, it just got better. Not only did they send me the wrong width, it's not even the right lug pattern, so I don't know how close the part numbers are at Amazon, but somebody sucks at their job. Anyways, all right, so that just pushed the video back at least another couple days. So that's cool. That's, you know, what you get with working on stuff, and I'll just leave it raw and unedited. So, cool. I'll have an update hopefully the next day I work on it from Beltec if I got shafted there. Not by Beltec. Yeah, so it's cold. Nothing's working right. I think that's my sign to call it a day and go inside. We'll be back in a couple days with hopefully solutions for a couple things. Alright, got a spacer on there with like 3 nuts because I had to grind everything down and blah blah blah. Nobody cares about that. This is just all for visual anyway, so you guys know what's going on. We'll grab a wheel, throw it on, drop it down, grab a fender, see if it's kind of the height we want, and see with the spacer how much too far out we are and what other stuff we'll come in contact with. So let's toss a wheel on. quite as bad as I was thinking. Let's see. Might have hit 1 or 5 studs with the grinder too while I was grinding stuff down, because I didn't take it off to grind it. Because that would have taken an extra 5 minutes, and you know, who has time for all that? Hopefully the spring's in the pocket still, on top where it's supposed to be. Tie rod play. I thought the wheel bearing's not tight. I think it's tight. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it is, judging by the added spacer started to cool. Hey, I don't think the wheel bearing's tight. Anyways, let's grab a fender. See where we're at. Don't believe that spring set down into the pocket, because that looks awful. That looks like ride height. Width wise, it's definitely going to be too wide, but I think it'll be closer than I thought. With it super low, obviously this inner might need cut out or something. Got some mouse nests in there anyway. Cool. I actually have another fender that was on my, dually when I got it. And, man, I don't know. With the fender set out where it's supposed to be, that's gonna be close. I'm gonna jack this back up real quick and see if that spring didn't seat right, or what we've got going on, why it's higher than factory. I guess it's not, it's lower than it was. Might just be my tire size, and I don't know, something's not right. Be right back. All right, engine's in, so it's sitting a little better. Disregard my messes. It's still higher than I wanted. It's got an okay stance for like a time of attack autocross truck. Plus, I might go just the tiniest bit lower, but that'll be all right anyway. This fender's still not quite. It should sit right about there. So I'll probably, this is rolled a little bit, I'll probably pull it just a touch more. And then with it being a little higher, it'd be kind of nice because I won't have to worry about it rubbing, but whatever. I still would have liked it to tuck, but it doesn't have to. As long as it's a good functional, cool. Camera looks like crap, but I don't know if I ever posted this. I fixed a hole. There was a hole right there. Those ones I was gonna fix, but I'm just gonna put grommets in case I decide to use them for anything else down the line. But we went flat black. It's not gonna be a show truck. Plus I'm gonna do all new hardware, mounting hardware and stuff, probably like the yellow zinc coated stuff. So I think that'll look good against the black. It'll be, it'll still look nice. It just won't be a real fancy, cool color. So we will move on to, I got the other side off and lowered just to kind of get it the right stance. I don't think I ever talked about, yeah, I might have. I showed a real quick install, the coils, or not full install. They're still not fully installed, but I went with the Speedmaster coils. I'm gonna run them up a little bit, super close to the control arm down here. They're not final install anyway, but went with those coils. So those were like, I don't know, 280 bucks. This whole rear end setup, brakes, diff, everything, full dropout was 500 bucks. So, and the brackets I got a deal on. So I'm into this whole setup for like, I don't know, 900 bucks for the rear end. And then, yeah, we'll go over a final cost probably for the whole truck because it's hard to find deals out there on stuff everybody says. But if you don't mind piecing it together and building your own truck, you can do stuff for a super good budget still. This, I mean, I bought this roller for, I don't know, I think 300 bucks it was. I was gonna use it for parts for my dually, and it just was too, I shouldn't even say too nice because it's not that nice. The doors are good, rockers are gone, cab corners are gone. I've already went over all this in old videos, but it needs a lot. But for the price for an Ohio truck, and because I just can't not build something when I buy it, I can't just tear it apart. It was a good deal, and it'll continue to be a good deal. I'll be into the whole thing. I mean, you know, probably 2,500 bucks or something, completely done. Aside from paint's obviously not going to be factored into that. But I'm going to get onto the other side, finish all that, and then that might wrap it up for this video. And then next video we'll get into finish the engine install, trans install, maybe the exhaust, and then next video we'll have this thing firing up probably and running on its own. I'm gonna try to start limiting my build stuff to like 2 or 3 like episodes per build because everybody's into short form content now, with TikTok, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Threads, all that stuff. Nobody wants to watch, well, not nobody, older guys still appreciate that, but you know, nobody wants to watch a 30-minute video once a week for 3 months on a one build. So, and really most stuff doesn't necessitate that long of a series anyway. So a couple episodes we'll start having stuff built. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for this one. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned. We're gonna do this, finish this up, and then we're getting back on the shoebox finally. That one is going to be a cool cruiser. It's not gonna be anything crazy this year. I want to chop the top on it still, but we're not getting into that yet. It'll be just a LS swap, probably 4L60, 4L80. Haven't decided yet, but probably be another 4L60 swap. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll stop rambling on. Appreciate any support, like, comment, share, show your friends, whatever. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.